Hello everyone and welcome back. This is video number 29. In the last video, I did a bunch of refactoring. I redefined how the title is calculated with a function. So before, the API was that you would define a title uh, function and then you would decorate it with this property decorator. But I decided to get rid of that because of the way that Python handles replacing a property with a subclass. It overrides the setter function, and so there's no way to change a title. And the problem was for this init, we added the title attribute, and I wanted just to say self.title equals title, but when you define self.title as a property, you can't override it with a like into an attribute. So that's why I had to get rid of the at property. And so now title is just defined as a normal attribute, and the same for internal name. It's just a regular attribute now. And this get internal name, it's now called make default internal name. I just renamed that, and also the way that the internal name gets set, it's now just set because it's an attribute now. It's set inside right here. It's set. It just calls this make default internal name if internal name is not passed in. And then the same for title. If title is passed in, it sets self.title as the passed in title. Otherwise, we call make title. And the default make title just returns either self.title, which by default is none, or internal name. So that way, subclasses can either define a title by putting it in as a normal attribute, or they can define it as a function. And the rest of the changes was I just took out this call to get internal name and replaced it with just internal name. And I did that a bunch of different places. And then this is the optimized uptime metric. I added this one little line of code. Before we delete the previous poll, we make sure that the previous poll, the result wasn't zero. Because if the result is zero, that means it's a special result, and we don't want to delete it if it's zero. We only want to delete it if it's a previous uptime that is like no longer valid. But the zero must always stay, and so we're just not deleting a 0 point. And this is when this only ever really comes up if you manually delete a tick that is the latest tick, because that's where it's stored. So like in the graph, this is the latest tick, and we always delete this, and then we make a new one. And if I manually delete this one, then the next time I run it, it'll delete this one. And we don't want it to delete that one. We never want this one to get deleted because we want this has to stay here. And the point of the delete is to just get rid of a point that's like no longer useful for us. But this 0 point is always going to be useful for us, so we never delete that. And so that's why I added that line of code there. And then down here, this is the system load metric. I again renamed title to make title, and we got rid of the property. And then down here, I just renamed this function. It was get title, but I thought that would be confusing because we now have make title. So I thought it would be confusing to say get title and then make title. So I just renamed it to get path title, just to make it more, just to differentiate it. And then down here, more renaming, and then in this file we had a small bug where it was returning the metric list according to the same order of the metric names, and sometimes metric names are in the wrong order, and so metric list was in the wrong order. And so with this function, with the change, it's now looping over get installed metrics, which is always going to be in the correct order. And so that way, metric lists will always be in the correct order. And when I say correct order, I mean the order as it's defined in the settings file. And then another rename. And so in this video, I'm going to do something that I was supposed to do in the last video, but I never got to it. And that is, we're going to define a internal name from args, a default internal name from args. So right now it's just none, but I think we can do better than that. So first, the reason why this internal name from args exists is because we want to be able to have multiple instances of the same metric installed at the same time. So like right here, we have system load twice. The first time it's using position 0, the second time it's using position 1. And so both of these metrics have to have a different internal name. And the way we do that is with this internal name from args. So for the system load metric, we just define a new one that just returns a string that's p and then the position afterwards. So if it's position 1, it'll say p1. If it's position 2, it'll say p2, and so forth. And if position is 0, it'll just return a blank string, and then the metric will end up being, or the internal name will end up being just the class name. So what I'm going to do for the default, I'm going to take advantage of this of a feature called self-dict, and that is it's sort of like locals, except it's for an object. So locals returns all of the variables in a scope as a dictionary, and dict does the same thing, except it's all of the attributes of an object. So I can say return, well, first I'm just gonna do this, just for testing. I'm just gonna make a new function. We'll just call it new internal name. And so now you can go to the shell and test it. And just see what it does. There it is. It's just all the attributes. So we have the internal name, the poll skip, and the title. But these ones are defined later on. So at the time that this is being called, it's being called right here. And the title happens afterwards. And also poll skip is happening before. Yeah, so this is basically all of the attributes. And so we'll do it again for the other one. System load. And then includes position, and again, title and internal name. And so what we can do is we can take this data structure, this dictionary, and we can make that into a, we can essentially hash it and make that as the this internal name from args. So the way we do that is we want to call the dot items, and that turns a dictionary into a list of lists. So I'll just kind of demonstrate it. See, it just turns it into a list of lists. Each Each sublist is a 2-item list. And this is the key, and this is the value. Key value, key value, key value. And so we're going to we're just going to paste them together. So K and V just gets pasted together. So now we just get one long string. Position 0, internal name, system load, poll skip 0, title. And it just kind of paste it together. And so now we're going to hash this. And so I already wrote the function to do a hash right here, mini hash. I'm just going to copy this and just move it to the base class. And there it is. So this is going to be the default internal name from args. So I'm just going to move this up here. And so now to test this, I'm just going to run the tick. And we can see optimize uptime is now has this little bit after it, as does this other one, force failure. And then system load doesn't because we overrode it. System load has its own implementation of this internal name from args, which is fine. I'm going to keep it that way because this is more human readable, P1, P2, and so forth. And then directory size, this one is doesn't have that because we passed in internal name manually. I want to also add a underscore just to make it look nicer. There it is. Now we have an underscore. But the next thing I'm going to do is if the metric has no options, like for instance optimize uptime, it has no options. So in that case, we want it to have just a blank. We only want it to have this little extra character stuff at the end if there's some arguments. If there's no arguments, then it should just be blank. So in order to do that, up here, I'll just say if not. Return blank. So if the dict is blank, then return blank. But this won't work because there's always going to be poll skip. And I'm going to move poll skip to the bottom of here so that the internal name gets called first, and then poll skip gets called second. That way, when we do self.dict, poll skip will never be returned. And the reason for that is that poll skip, I think, is a special case. Changing poll skip should not change the internal name because poll skip doesn't involve what data comes back. It only involves how often the data is polled. So I think it's important to not have this be part of this default name. So now we'll try it, and it worked. So optimize uptime is now there's no, this little bit got removed. Force failure, again, it doesn't have any options, so it was blank. And to test the case where it would do it, we'll go to, we're just going to comment this out. And I'll just do -- test. And there it is. Directory size has this little bit here because because by the time this gets called, so on directory size, the init function, it sets it sets directories and then it sets mini hash. And then it calls the init on the base class. And so by that time, it gets here, it already has two variables set. And so, but then when it gets down here and then it jumps to here, this will have two items in it. And then this will get called and it will do the hash. And there's one more thing we can do to this to improve it, and that is to sort this list here. So right now it's just coming back kind of in like a random order. This in Python 2, dictionaries are always the order that they come back in is it's hard to predict. So in Python 3, dictionaries always return their keys in the same order that they were put in, but in Python 2 that doesn't occur. So we want to sort this dictionary by keys alphabetically. So to do that, we'll just say sorted D equals sorted items, and then key, we want to define a lambda, and we sort by 0. So this, what it's doing is it's iterating over each item in this list, and it's applying this function to it. So we're sorting by the first item. So items returns a list of two items. So we're sorting by the first item. So in this case, this one will be first, and then this one will be second, this will be third, this will be fourth. We're just sorting it by alphabetical. And then sorted D replaces this. And that's pretty much it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to make a new metric. It'll be disk size free. And also disk space percentage free. So this will be like the amount of bytes that are free. Like if you have a 250 gigabyte hard drive and you have 60 gigabytes free, this will graph the gigabytes free. And then this will do the same thing, but it'll be by percentage. And then another one, which will be this space used. So it's the same as this one, except instead of free, this will be used. So this one, as time goes on, as you use more space, it goes up. And this one, as you use more space, it goes down. And this will, it'll use a function called df, which stands for disk space free. It's a like a Linux program that returns disk space, and it'll be only for Unix, only for Linux and Mac OS. For Windows, it won't work. I'll have to use we'll have to make a different metric for Windows. So that's it, I guess. Now I'm going to commit. And I will see you next video.